The more we learn about the Milky Way and its dynamic history, the more incredible it seems that we ourselves, orbiting just one star among billions, have been able to figure out our galaxy's story written in the stars. And we are now poised to map out its ultimate fate.
The Milky Way is no stranger to galactic collisions. As we look around the night sky, we see evidence that our Milky Way galaxy has had these interactions with galaxies before, but what's coming next is something on an entirely different scale. This faint smudge of light that you see right there in the center of the image, it's not some condensation on the lens or a cloud in the sky above us. This is an entire other galaxy, a huge galaxy, 2.5 million light years away from us. To put that into units that humans can try to understand, this faint smudge of light is about 15 billion miles away.
This galaxy is called Andromeda and is set to play a defining role in our galaxy's future. The Hubble Space Telescope has taken extraordinary images of Andromeda. Compared to the disk of the Milky Way, Andromeda seems tiny, when in fact, it's anything but. It's our largest neighbor in the local group, with the same spiral structure and the same long history of feeding on smaller galaxies.
This image right here is actually ridiculous when you think about it. It's an observation of part of the Andromeda Galaxy taken with the Hubble Space Telescope, and the level of detail here is incredible. This image contains about 100 million stars that we can see in another galaxy. It's just mind-blowing. When we look at it, we start to be able to understand its structure. And what strikes me immediately is that it's kind of familiar. If you zoom in on the spiral arm, it's exactly the same as what we see when we look into our own Milky Way. And when we look at the Andromeda Galaxy, we see this history. We see that it's been cannibalizing these satellite galaxies in a similar way to the Milky Way, growing into this beast, this giant that's a match for our own galaxy.
We now have many beautiful images of Andromeda. We've studied it with a huge range of telescopes, and in many ways, it's a lot like the Milky Way, this beautiful spiral galaxy. So you might think that they're, going to be very similar galaxies with a very similar history. But what we've learned through studying Andromeda over time is that actually they're not quite the same.
In fact, Andromeda is 50% bigger than the Milky Way. And that's not all.
The Andromeda Galaxy is actually heading towards us at about 250,000 miles per hour. In about 4.5 billion years' time, that faint smudge of light we saw in the sky will collide with the Milky Way galaxy, changing our galaxy forever.
The Milky Way as we know it today is not eternal. And Earth will witness the final act. Two galaxies in a single sky, gradually, but inevitably, merging into one.
There is absolute evidence that Andromeda is going to collide with the Milky Way one day because they are pulling each other closer and closer over time, and one day they're just going to come so close that they will collide.
Andromeda and the Milky Way, when they come together, sparks fly.
It's going to be an incredible time if we were able to view this collision happening. It would be amazing to watch the night sky change over time.
It'd be a really nice sight, actually. Yeah, just watch it coming. I mean, there's nothing you could do about it except sit back and enjoy the view.
We'll end up smashing these two galaxies together. There may be a huge burst of star formation initially, which will sort of light up the night sky with fireworks. And then over time, that'll sort of burn off all the remaining gas we have in these two galaxies.
But unlike in previous collisions, this time, our galaxy is the smaller of the two. Andromeda and the Milky Way pull at each other's spiral arms. Scattering stars until no trace of the original structures remain. Two spiral galaxies merged into one colossal mass of stars.
Watching the motion of galaxies is like looking at a really, really exquisite ballet in really, really slow motion. When that dance is finally complete, the structure of the Milky Way will be forever altered.
While this collision will extinguish the Milky Way and Andromeda as we know them, it'll also create a whole host of new stars. And around those new stars, there'll be new planets and maybe another generation of people asking the same questions that we're asking now. Where have they come from? What's their place in the galaxy? And what's going to happen in their future?
We will not be able to see the beautiful galaxy that we see right now, but the universe will carry on.
As we look even deeper into the future, all of the galaxies in our local group will eventually merge into one enormous entity, floating in isolation. As the universe expands, the distance between all the galactic groups will increase. And the other galaxies will simply disappear from view.
Knowing that we can sort of look into the future many billions of years and understand what will happen to our galaxy is mind-blowing.
And all of this we have determined by looking up at the skies from one tiny, unremarkable outpost in the Milky Way.
Even though we as humans have such an insignificant role in the grand scheme of things, there is so much about the vastness of space that we can understand just from our unique perspective here on Earth.
Earth is a tiny little rock in a really indescribably vast cosmic ocean, right? We are just a tiny little planet spinning in the void.
But the story of our night sky is far from being complete. And there is so much more to discover.
Is there life in the universe? And has there been life in the universe from the very beginning?
What is dark matter? What is dark energy? How does it affect our universe? Particularly, how does it affect our Milky Way and even our own solar system?
We want to know where we come from. We want to understand our origins and our destiny. And also, we just love a good story. We love mystery, and the story of the universe is the greatest story of all.